Alright, we're back. Big changes since last time. Let's jump right to it. You have a little bit more work to do. Here in the story, we've just gotten a ship. We have the world at our wind at our backs. Notice a bunch of aesthetic changes. Section gauges make it easier to see how things are looking. And you might notice something different here. The new class in town. Before there were 4 classes for each tier, 1, 2, 3, and making 12 classes. Plus Lord, plus one other. Making really 12, and now there's 15, added 1 to each tier. We have the Monk class, who has some abilities you've seen in other places, been rearranged. The Monk is... Since dual wielding has not worked out the way I wanted it to because it's broken, and the plug-in to fix it is also breaks it. Then rearrange the way gloves work. Gloves and claws. Gloves are now just slightly weaker than swords. And they keep their inherent statuses, making them a utility class. Monks have very high health, good attack, not great access to equipment, as you'd expect. Might notice difference in the might notice a difference here in the battle screen as well. That the standard 1, 2, 3, 4 listed across is now gone. You now have faces here. You can skip turns. You don't have to make someone guard in order to pass their turn. And it shows you what their plan was to do. Makes it easier for overall quick checking of what you're up to. For MP consumption, the monk's skills will always cost a percentage of his max magic power. There are other classes that we did toss on. The new class here in tier 2 we want to toss on. Here in our nice boy playthrough. Actually a line there of dialogue we need to adjust as well. But welcome to our new class, the Thief. The Thief class. Haven't finished it yet, actually. But we have general steel mechanics in the game. We'll have access to step guard, various ways to debuff the enemy. And access to knives. And light equipment. So let's go ahead and adjust some there. Ville. It's a very busy prison. Meaning down here in the well, we want to adjust some things so we that I want to put in here. They're all caps, right? Yeah. Only human enemies have anything to steal, as you would expect. One of you talks about. Making sure everything's consistent. Alright, so thief. That guard is already done, so drag that down. Make this a raid skill. Will be free. I'll give it an effective 75% chance. Because most enemies have an inherent 5% evade rate. Not a very expensive one. Yeah, just basic attack. It's not a poison strike, it's a strike that inflicts poison. Two different things. Ability and by 4. If you go for a speed thief, this could be quite potent. Even now, we could get a thief. No one starts as a thief. Echo, be a thief. "15 agility, throw on, B gear, already up to 50. while his attack at this point would be comparable. As he levels up, it works its way up. We'll see how that scales later into the game. Here we have a normal attack that can inflict knockout. Why is this sitting like that? Weird. That all looks good. Let's change the engine. Class. I have one of these new ones here. Yeah. Hit 130, and let's give it some sound. I like the sound of that other one. Yeah, that was good. And this will be his first limit. Everyone's getting 2, so... One thing you'll also see that there's quite a few more states is out of this here. Hey, Reiku. Quite a few new states here as well. All sorts of gimmicks and ideas here. This was going to allow an enemy, if it has the state, to, when it gets hit, it'll spread its damage out instead to the rest of the enemies in the encounter. See that quickly in action there. And you already have it. So if I slap this, all the damage will be sent out to the others first. Also, steel mechanics. And for those pesky steals, you'll eventually get these gloves, which gives you 100% steal rate. But it's not to waste the player's time. It's not something, and to stop criming be something you go out of your way to do on everyone. Only human type enemies will have anything to steal. And that starts once. Yeah. Only human type enemies. And that's the Thief class. We got Monk, we got Thief. And for Tier 3, which we haven't gotten to in the game yet anyway, the Havoc Knight. We'll get to it. The Dark Knight. So first, we put together this class and see what other things, because adding in new classes later means that this was now all out of order, meaning be out of order in the class change screen. So to reorder it, I had to move things around. Meaning I had to redo all the dress-up numbers. Meaning I had to redo the classes. Meaning I had to redo a lot of things, actually. It was a lot of tedious number changing. Let's pick up the new class. Visit Otto here in the prison to get our second tier classes. Alright, fix that line. As I think of more tips and tricks, we'll slide that in. So, yeah, switch from Monk over to Thief for now. Thief, low health, high agility. Access to light armor, knives. And crime. Pick up bulk. Fourth party member, and then actually, did I give them steel? Good. Final salmon bulk. I did not give them steals. Let's do that. I didn't give any of the bosses steel yet. Yeah, here's the test dummy. So you'd first be able to do it. Here is salmon bulk. The final salmon bulk. Prime Samuel for actually a free warrior necklace. 159. Everything will be a 1 in 3 chance until you get the Thief Glove. No reason to waste the player's time any more than that. And for bulk, smelling salt. Yeah. It's worth $1,000, so nothing wrong with that. And for the rest of the human bosses, human-esque, give him a mirror. The item that gives reflect. Pietro and the assassin. And for the assassin, beholding. Beard egg. It can be completely arbitrary, as crime is optional. Now for the big boss. Our thief, yes. Alright, we'll swing down here. Actually, well stocked for pyramid. Hmm. Actually, now that you have access to step guard here, I can just yes. Pyramid requires some adjusting. For every single one of these traps. You can ignore it if you have step guard. If you have step guard, nothing happens. Otherwise, you take damage. Oops. Yeah, come back. There you go. Little overzealous. If you have step guard, it's the same thing. You just don't get poisoned. Yeah, there you go. Same thing, just step to the right. Being a steel and step guard, both very good options. Downside, there's traps all over this dang place for me to adjust. Let's copy that. Oh, really? They're all the same, so I can just slap that on and move on. Yeah. These are all the same tag, aren't they? Yeah, so drop these, pick it up, put there. This switch turns this off regardless. Gas is all three of these, right? Fix one of them. If Will has step guard. Don't go. If you do, it still plays. Just you don't get poisoned. This is not a danger spot, it's just that's a forced encounter. That's it for the traps on that floor. There, and the puzzle. Yeah, put a hint that don't trigger any of these traps. Hit the switch, turn that down. Hit the switch, turn these off. Hit the switch, turn this down. Hit that switch to turn that up and this down. Come around, hit it to unloose that. Leaves this here. Free Ring of Darkness. There we go. We're looking good here. How much MP is the thief looking at anyway? 30. So you could use Step Guard a couple times. I did not grind at all, so I don't have the Jade both, but we have recover items. A single gun. Good music for this part. I don't know why the screen just freaked out when it did that, but I dig it. So Dana here's wearing the Breeze Whip, which increases wind damage, making Air Song all that much stronger. Now we're still very low level for this part, but should be able to get through it. Also been tightening the numbers a lot. Make the game less easy. No fun in a challengeless. Right, you don't want to poison Bulk, because then he'll respawn with that. Going to dispel that. Oh, really? Get out of here. There you go. One in three. Been running away from most fights. It shows eventually. Which is good. Since you can run from any fight, you pick your difficulty curve. Yeah, let's finish off Samuel first. There we go. Free smelling salt. Roll the dice. Nice. I didn't write down a description for cleanse. I don't know what this does. Let's find out. Ah, full restore, everybody. For everything. Be clear. Stop. Everyone, calm down. One down. I've managed to make this fight an actual fight. This is great. This is your final brawl with them. Makes sense. forget what we got for that fight. What was the reward? Just a sage. Okay. Well, not just... it's the full party you recover. So let's go ahead and put a description on that skill of Joao's. Might notice here and there that I've begun putting the descriptions in. The tedium work has begun. Starting to flush things out as all comes together. You can call me. Our next party member. Does make sense that he would start as a monk. But we're supposed to start off with 50 JP for that. Where did I mess that up? 2 through 11. 50 is on 7. 7's still the wild man. So 7 needs to be... 50 is supposed to be on 4. Two skills for that. I'm going to leave this because I'm going to change him over to Wild Man anyway. I'm going to change you back to... Yeah, back to Monk. Subclass of thief. You can still steal and need it.
Get up to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride and burn for your desire. One day I noticed that my life was broken. It was not me who was controlling this body. Oh, I want to know what's really real to me.
And that was really low level without upgrading any equipment. So good, good. That should be tough then. That's for the ninja to throw later. I help too? Off to the pyramid. Alright. Actually, backtracking out of the pyramid. We actually have a journey to make. The idea is that you didn't run straight to the pyramid. You kind of meandered about. Those weak guys, they're worth the same amount of JP as, the guys of the pyramid. It would be nice to have you be a thief long enough to pick up stuff. Actually want to head back to Japan. These guys are too tough. Effectively, we're heading to China. And since I'm just trying to steal, I can just pass the turn. Alright, free bandage. Just thought of one thing. Did I give acolytes? Those are human type enemies. I did. Let's make that 19. It's a new mechanic. I'm still tweaking things. Didn't do this side quest. Wanted to wait for crime. It does give you a really good knife. Nice. Free aspirin. Huh. Since when are you wearing these? How are you wearing the sword? Wait a moment. How are you wearing this sorcerer shroud? What? What? Uh, weapon, body, sorcerer shroud. Weapon, body, warrior's necklace. Locked. Uh, I didn't touch the samurai class. Hmm. Is there something going on here that's giving you the shroud? Oh, that's the end. Yeah, these two were exactly the same. Just a change in the look. Will. Weird. Alright, sure. You have the shroud on. Enjoy your shroud. Quite a few human enemies in this game, so a lot of opportunity for crime. Wow, complete whiff on moth powder. Better. Also, never did this side quest. But this further into the game. Nice. Now we'll clear out the houses. 1 in 3. You want to move the Phoenix Cape over. Generally, the side quests are worth it to do. Get a lot of stat ups. Shape everyone the way you want. JP is good. Nice. That puts me up to quite a few aspirin. At 500 a pop for healing, it's pretty good. Make consumables bountiful and you won't require them to have a cleric on the team. Making it a bonus, not a necessity. Where to put which side quest to put the gloves in? Nice. Like it in. Meaning you can switch over to pummel. Just hit him. Hit him real hard. Refresh the buffs. Yeah, much better knife. Language, sir. No need for that kind of language here. I want to save up for heroes more. And step guard. Swap you back over to monk. And great damage. Save up for insulate. Should have that before the top of the pyramid. Go this way. Sure, we'll go this way. Sail over Russia. Aha. See, I spy a cut. Fix that eventually. Fix it now. World map. Northern Russia. Ah, see, this. Here at 11. There we go. That should fix that. Whiff. It happens. I gotta up the power on nasty or not nasty knives. See, this did not get put up to 5. That multiplier should fix it. Free art. That's cash. This is the high tier of. This is the highest tier of sea enemy, so you'd expect this to be a little rough. Buffs are making a big difference. Poison's doing work. We do need the numbers. While we're here, we'll just pick up Proceed in the guild. Right. Liberate to the guard. Bringing it to him. Bandits. Thought I fixed all this. Apparently not. Actually, I did fix it here. I did not fix it in the guild itself. That's the part I'm looking. The tedium of making it look nice. Like that. Line them up. Make look nice. Good. That'll make me feel better until we get to the Amsterdam one. Well, how long can I get away with never upgrading my equipment? I want 4 of these. 5 of these. Sell steel sword. Yes, give me 4 of these. That gold and the art. Accessible in the capital cities is good equipment, but you can get better if you look around. There are many ports in the Mediterranean. In fact, I can get better wizard gear right up here. I'll get a better book soon enough. Want finest hat and good robe. Who's that on the evasion, but that magic attack boost. That'll go a long way. You don't need the regens. Slap these on. Right, the reason I came in here. Purchasement. Advertisement into bandit hideout. Stealth our way through here. That's why I bought that one way back when. Now there would be a lot of crime available here, but just going a little quickly. This whole section of you have many, many things to do. A lot of orders you could do it in. Generally, it should get you up to about level 20. You should be before you assault. Before you assault Blackbeard's Cove. Right off the bat, let's get that crime underway. Free Imodium, 100% MP. Previously, confuse wasn't a thing in the game. Found a way to fix confuse. Instead of confuse being the game does, you use the skill that the game had. With a little bit of scripting here. 50% chance. If technically if it fails, if it does not pass, then you still input an action, you still do your action. This is by Pokemon rules. 50% chance of using skill I determined here. It's just your attack. You smack yourself and knock yourself out of confusion. Pokemon rules, making confuse less of an awful thing. Bit of a gamble. Feels like a nice touch for an RPG. I think I could get more than... Yeah. Let's see if we can steal from him. Drops. Depends on where Ray swings that giant axe. You have 4. Let's just use one. Oh wait. Hellbound's still alive somehow. Alright, Saya up. You eat that man. Real danger mode. Low level, still doable. Rough, but doable. That's good. That dropped a hyper wrist. Go well on you. I lied. I'll go well on you. That should net us our book. Now, there is good stuff in the pyramid, so we want to head there next. We are low on cash. Pyramid has a lot of cash. I liquidate enough for max. here in Naples, well, they forge gold equipment. Very expensive and it's a little better than could get the supply. We have a better one coming up soon. You're not wearing anything weird, are you? No? Rapier? Hood? Robe? Yeah, it was just Sakura who decided to put on the shroud. Weird. And I picked up the bunch of talismans for this purpose. Tough book. There is enough counters in here. Boxes. Do not have to fight randos. Alright, let's confirm that this worked. I did it. Good. Yep, and with Step Guard, we're not affected. Still hit these. Make sure it hasn't worn off right before we step through it. It's random. So Herb is on there. Herb. Tougher book, tougher failure. Ah, got the steel. Downside of the battle speed being up so high. Oh, sweet. He got the rare drop on the first try. That ice rod is gonna boost ice damage once I have a wizard. Right, treasure down here. Cash, and I think this one is a smelling salt. Are you humanoid? Yes. You were at one point. Didn't know if I was counting it when I was putting it in. Survive the talisman. Well, may as well just hit the switch. In case for whatever reason I need to bail. There's your shortcut out. The real treasure is in this direction. These are all stat ups, so worth clearing these out. You have Joao there to keep you topped off. Probably should have fought Try to fight that gold. Ah, we have enough. Pick up Heroes March, regen on all allies. Retaliate's not bad. And insulate. There are 2 dragons here. I want to take them seriously. Yeah. Good. Counter their cancer. And their rare drop. Huh. Well, no one's using spears right now, so no need to take advantage of that. Gold armor for you. And the biggest one, the Rosetta Stone. Double JP, so 2 for every regular enemy. 4 for bit large enemies. 6 for special, and 10 for bosses. Really help you finish up top off a class. Already got one. He got an ice rod. He sell for a lot. Go for a second. Nothing to steal from the chest. treasures inside. He has no pockets. Can be blinded. Do that. But he will continue this onslaught. Do I have any? No, I'm all out. Poison moth powder. Settle for the lower chance one. Nailed it. Did not help. And there we go. Lion Claw. Does okay work. Special will happen if we don't trigger any trap. Lowering that lowers this one past here. Hitting that just turns off the pass. Still spikes up above. So hitting this will let you walk around where the gas was with spikes down. Do still need cash. Yeah, there's a couple enemies here to fight and then get some more treasure. This music was reminiscent of the Bowser theme from Mario Kart Super Nintendo. Skeleton's not particularly dangerous. Will bring us to the boss of the area. top off before. We got that ring of darkness. Let's use it. You won't need that. This boss has a gimmick. These two back here will has innate reflect and counterattacks anything you do. You hit them. You have quite a few skills that attack random targets. If you've been relying on those, then it hurts. Hey, for Fire Soul. Where do I find those cool battle skeleton mages? Let's see. You'll tell me, kinda. This was 977. Pop open. Usually I keep some sort of record. Checking to see if this was one of the ones I got from the DLC or not from DLC, meaning oh, how long have I had these? Did I ever upload these in? I think those were just a Google search. The ones with just random numbers are usually just Google searches that I did. You can get a lot off of the Google, and hinted right now, but got a lot of that come with it. But then a lot of them I got off of more different websites. DLC gave us some. Pretty sure that one, if it just came in numbers, then just a Google search. I'm not an artist. Can share if you like. Dive into the Discord and drop it there. Looking forward to using this guy. This guy looks fun. I have an idea in mind in order to make this guy be a real pain. All of these were DLC, I believe. Most of the music is DLC that I get. Not what I'm playing right now. This is hype fighting game music playlist on the YouTube. Extra assets? There's a whole list of DLC. I'm gonna drop that in. Where are you stored right now, buddy? Yeti. This fella? Alright, so let's drop the Yeti and the Skelly into there. Data. Not data. side view it. That's where we are. 2819. There's that one. What was the name of that? 98797. They're real good. Some of them don't. I had found a whole bunch more at one point that didn't fit the aesthetic of my game. But we will push through, and I keep finding more and more as I go along. So yeah, his big move is the rolling axe, but smacking one of the back guys will trigger a nasty counterattack. That's this guy's gimmick. The game's final boss? Actually no. Because final boss, the story is still developing. Very detailed up to, I have up to here actually done in game. Finished the multi-part of Scene 5 of Act 2. Moving into 2-6, the climax of 2. I have an idea, but I don't know what battler I want it to be. The game comes with really neat final bosses, but since it does, you know, you're gonna find everyone's gonna use the same one for everything. There you go, Raiku. That's the best way to do it. Let the story guide you. I'll probably find, or probably purchase, or commission. Once I find what I know what he wants to look like, I'll probably find me an artist and commission the final boss. Because while it comes with really neat fellas here, I want it to be something different. Like this guy. There's so much going good with this guy, with the skull buttons, the pose, that smile, the horns, and the shoes? Sir, these are the best shoes you can come up with? You could even make the final boss, because I have quite a few places where just using side view battlers for. So there's a good chance that at least a stage of the final boss will most certainly be a side view battler against him. This is just a temporary placer so I could put him on the map. We're not actually fighting rats and chickens all through here for bosses. But what will he turn into? What will be the next step of the fight? Well, that's to be determined. Should have plenty of talismans to throw around, yes. Start insulating everyone. Ten of those is 6,000 damage. We'll be fine. This boss is not made to be incredibly difficult because you have to catch on to the gimmick before you can really do it. If I were to say, just swing wildly, go all out, a counterattack with Rot, which poisons you and inflicts bleed. One counterattacks with Rot, the other one counterattacks with this physical. Putting your party in less than great shape. I have some bandages. I have some bandages. And to keep the pressure up every 5 turns, those guys do an attack. So I feel like this looks a lot nicer having the faces down here instead of the numbers going across. And with the segmented gauges, you can actually read at a very quick glance where things are on this new screen. And that's the pyramid. And when we pick up our next character, the game should probably wonk out again because they added in these new classes. We'll see.
We're abuzz with excitement.
Are you now?
Celebration of launching baby furniture.
2 hours now. Not a single ad. Tekken instigates the first YouTube ad. Tekken 7. Not a Tekken. Joel gets his next artifact, searching for Atlantis. No one but him believes exists. We raid the treasure vault. Yeah, we're still poisoned. It's... No more encounters between here and Arrest. Everyone's not poisoned. Yeah. And a rebirth ring, an accessory that I put together that... It's just an item, doesn't do anything on its own, but 187. It'll protect the user from knockout before breaking. So if you're wearing this and you drop, going up to the knockout state. So when knockout applies, if it's a real person, if it's one of you, Put the variable you want to check for the armor, 187, which is what we have it set up as. If you're wearing it, then get rid of it, animate it, set up a variable for health of your max HP. You gain HP, you get full health revive, you gain that much that we just asked for, and pop it up so you can see it. And there you go. Pretty straightforward. And then so what that'll do is when you drop, if you're wearing it, you'll revive completely, and this will shatter. Shatter, break, disappear, vanish. Just like making bread. Every now and then there's an error, but that happens when, every now and then even. I've made eggs for many, many years, and every now and then a shell makes its way in. It happens. It's a piece.
98.6 degrees.
Goodness. Ads now. Made it into the popular game section here. Could use playlist. What kind of music we feeling, everyone? Cottage north of London. We'll head there at some point. Need to rest. One moment. For now, the OST from the Game of Champions. You know what? You're not alone, Reiku. Numbers are awful. Numbers are not real. I have like 3 marble notebooks just dedicated to this game I'm making, and it is full of trying to keep track of all the technical sides of this, all sorts of balancing issues, and well, you can throw some into the common events, just ideas, notes, where to stick things. You got to have it written down somewhere, because this game entirely began in a marble notebook and then transferred over to Notepad. From Notepad, it transferred over to cleaner Notepad, I guess you could say. Although, I missed a step. It went from marble notebook to index cards. And I had just a spread of index cards across the entire apartment before they finally got pinned to the wall and got moved around before they made it to the Notepad. So we have quite a bit of money to spend. And we'll be able to do this side quest at least. Here in Istanbul. Was Constantinople. That's nobody's business. Best. They don't have anything in the shops worth having. Because they're hoarding supplies. They're asking you to help them gather supplies, armaments, which is why I bought all those steel swords and steel armor early. It's a neat little thing. There's 5. Hand over 1. Now it's 4. trickier than I thought it would have been to put this together. To Istanbul. For whatever reason, this was way harder than it should have been. To just single subtract a variable because I decided to have this go up. So as this goes up, I just have this come down, and for whatever reason, that took me a while to think of how to. That before I was adding and multiplying by -1. The easiest way is never the way that pops into your head first. When you hear horses, you think zebras, not when you hear hoof prints, think horses, not zebras. Can't even say. Right. Alright, we dropped off the 5 swords, 5 armor, so for the cost of like, what, 10,000 gold? Get the crystal brooch. Brooch. Crystal brooch is an accessory that increases your magic attack, which Chemist doesn't need, but it also gives you slight magic reach. If I had a wizard, that'd be fantastic for them. I don't have one yet. Everyone can use a class and a subclass of their skills. You could have, and there's going to be 15 standard classes and 2 special classes. You'll have a total of 8 people. You'll have enough people to have things ready for situations. My goal is to have situations available that you'll need it for. I lied. There is something you can buy in. Accessory shop here. It's real good. Well, the item shop sells it. There. Negates damage of different flavors of elements. I started to actually put proper ones up here. I'll get to it all eventually. That's the kind of thing you do while half mindlessly watching Netflix in the background. Gotta keep yourself interested in the tedium of it. And as soon as you get the ship, you could swing over here to Athens. Athens does sell, I never use it. Max up. Buff those. Right. Right off the bat, come over here and buy the best armor in the game, less light armor in the game. It's 50,000. You have that option. Don't think I could even liquidate to get that much. But there would be tiers of things that are a little less powerful that would also, the secondary effects would be better. But if you're just going for just numbers, here's the best light armor right there in Athens. More accessible later. Only place we haven't done in the Mediterranean. We haven't done Venice. Venice is still undone. Uh, Rome has yet to be done. Finish Genoa. Petrus, the Governor General of Genoa, he suppose he'd be more of a doge. He wants you to bring silver around Africa over to India. We'll accept this quest for now. If we have reasons to head that way. Say and initiate this part of the quest now. Duke Franco has information regarding our capture earlier. Who did it? Be careful though, as the new world is quite dangerous. So you have 4 main quests here. You can do them in any order. I've actually made it so that you can do it in any order, and it hasn't like blupped up the any of the switches yet. Yeah, we don't need to. Level 15. See if that's enough. But the townsfolk all say that would be an adventure to the viewer, the player, once it all comes out. There's an alarm clock in every inn. Disagree with him and he gets rude with you. I mean, the chase after that guy gives us temporary party member, adventurer, he's an explorer. Has 2 skills. For whatever reason, you don't have a... Oh, I know what I did. I know what happened. This is your limit. And I changed that to magic. So let's go ahead and fix that. Put that here. Changed it for another one and forgot it was attached to it. Different this explore. Add skill. Pure chaos. Which is just chaos 3 times. 3 times. It's a random skill from one of these. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, yeah. I'll adjust it as we get further in the game. But since he's a temporary party member, not interested in using him. You have crime. Get off of them. Free poison off powder. Yeah, that lion claw, it does good work. Probably even drop down the power of Pummel just a bit. I like that. Very much a bit of a glass cannon. Hit the switch, boulder comes at you. Get hit, knocks William out. Here's a trap, a monster. Big boy here. It's real hard. Vulnerable to a few statuses. Vulnerable to being blinded. Make him a lot less dangerous. He has innate regen, so you have to keep up the pressure. Was blinded. Yeah, that's what I want. Perfect, take blind off. Did not reset, so Pummel's still. Can he be instant killed? Feels like something I would have left in. Tried. Be a payoff. That's done. Pummel is relatively expensive. Could make it a tad more. Find him again. He's got a good amount of health. Gotta keep up with him for a little bit. As he attempts to slow you down while he recovers. There we go. Is he vulnerable? He is. A low chance, but he's still vulnerable. You could fish for a death proc. Keep his defense down. Since defense is percentage based and not just a straight 4 attack minus 2 defense, I made it percentage based, so cutting defense actually increases your attack by a lot. And he drops full plate armor, which is another upgrade. Every bit helps. If we pull that switch, it'll start up a fire that you can't turn off and have to walk through. Hit that. Trying to trick you into 2 gold by running up right into the boulder. You could even have both boulders running at once. It works. Here's another one of these guys. Can also be blinded. They are just an eyeball. You can blind him. Take away a lot of his bark. Well, turn a lot of his bite into bark. There you go. For that, we get the Morning Star, which is a very powerful flail. You were using a cleric at this point. Which, yeah, we might get a cleric at some point. Have enough people to do it all. Thinking a druid wizard. And save up for Aquadan. Battle Cry? Battle Cry. Have your most expensive one. Thunderstrike. Give up for 10. People in the reserve do not get JP. Since he has no skills to learn, since he's temporary, there's no giving him any. And that, so pummels back to its power. Here we have three flavors of elemental enemies. They absorb the one that they are: fire, ice, thunder. A couple of them have weaknesses to the opposite. Who's weak to earth? We don't have earth right now. And the more they get hurt, the more powerful moves they use. So if you go to the gimmick here is that if you try to field clear it and you don't clear it right away, you get the hurt. Bring the pain on yourself. To encourage you to take them down one at a time. So, thunder on the water guy. And just thunder them all. And start insulating against the incoming damage. Insulate reduces elemental damage and that's not fire, that is in fact math damage, true damage. Extra supplies so you can keep up longer. Cuts your MP use in half. Thunder one hits the hardest, but we actually have ways to deal with the other. Right, fire, ice is down. On to ice one. Sea cleaner, you will never be updated. Stop it. You'll learn by now. Now, what I would have loved to have been able to do is find a way to segue this battle into the next one. All your buffs. But I have not been able to find a way that only triggers when all three are dead. Maybe I could do it with variable? You have a condition be a variable? No, just could turn on a could have a common event running that turns a switch on when three variables are up. But for now, until I found an easy way of doing that, two separate battles here. Out of Crossbeard. Thunderstrike is safe. Won't trigger one. Heal at the other one. Dropped. Last one. Victory is assured because Saya there is wearing the yellow jacket. Lightning's weak against thunder, which earth, which we do not have, so swing away. Good job. 1 in 6 chance of poisoning yourself. I have an antidote. Starts very weak. I believe it moves up to the next level up, does a lot more damage. That's when it's crunch time. Finish him off. Then he starts using it on the whole party. That was fortunate. Right into it. Guess I could put more of a cutscene in between, but there's plenty of cutscene after this. Now this battle is not meant to be difficult. They drop really quick. You did the hard part. You just need to actually subdue them. Get your payback for earlier. Have a virus, right? That'll mess them up. Now, Pietro in the back, he can use Chaos, which can pull out level tier 3 spells, which would probably wreck whoever it hits, but it's all single target. Little luck based, but they drop real quick. Wait, Prime. Right. Everyone, wait. There we go. Mystery Vial. God, human. And the new weapon I added drops his blood blade. Sword that whenever you use it, even on your skills, you cover 10% health of the damage you deal. We don't have a sword user right now, but it's good. There are the only one here who would use this. For now. Just happen to be able to escape with all of our stuff. Was that planned? It was planned. He didn't know the second part of the plan. All he knows is that he tossed them in the cell where they could escape. Here, you have a morality choice. Be a good boy and listen. Be rude and take it into your own hands. Best morality choice is actually to go in and then cool off and step back once you've already started. Because how do you calm down at this point? That takes a lot out. It takes a lot to actually stop yourself once you start. Moderation, more difficult than abstinence. Do it this way and reason with him, versus stabbing him until he talks. Or if you listen to him, then your dad gets pissed off and your dad dunks his head in the water until he talks. Yeah, that's our buddy there on the right, harassing that mime. Could go wrong. You know a pirate. Catalina's in jail. Although framed her, that's no longer actually the correct plot point there. I changed my mind on how I wanted that. Go. The actual scene. Pirate that started it. That's the two. That's what I want. If Bulk's not here, Jeffrey says it. If Raj is here, he says that. Otherwise, Jeffrey does. If you have Kyre all in your party, the head of piracy, he has quite a few things to say. Pirate that started this, because you could have your next party member by now. In fact, let's go get him now. Well, we have to do the Ernst side quest first. Properly point you in the direction of Catalina. Head into this prison. We got Andreas. Left him alive. Pietro. Time is a terrible thing to waste. And Simon, the assassin, Marcel's. Let's do what they said. Let's head to Catalina. We have not done the Ernst part of this quest yet. If we were in the stone room, meeting going on between Martina and King Carlos. Talk to him again, and Hulk has an idea that Samuel could help. To work here. No, playing this properly, like from go to go, running from most battles. We're still 446 in. It's a lot of content. Like I'd imagine an average player would actually be about 6 hours in at this point, maybe 6.5. This would be where the story is actually coming to a this is what we're doing kind of deal. Alright, so we finally visit the cottage up here. Doing better after the pyramid. He's a little upset, but physically. Maybe if he had his sword. We don't have a sword for him. Or only lead now is that Ernst wanted to see. I don't want to use a different font for the game, but that'll probably be provided it's a global fix, global change to the font, then I could do that at any point. Here, the Governor General Neville, Amsterdam, Holland. A quest in the fjords. Keep that in mind. And we do have the guild here opened up. "79 battles." And another quest to the which I need to wing over here to clean it up a little bit. Guild 2. Clean it up a bit. Fortunate. Good. By 1. It looks bad too. Ah. Gonna look bad regardless. Unless I rewrite that. And I fixed all these up. Okay, good. Want to clean that up a little bit. Harbor Master wants you to go to the fjords. 2 side quests to go to the... A completely optional area. Tales of people who live in the Arctic. I think it's too cold to go. Let's head over to Norway. So you got your... So the game gave you the hint where to go. No, we did not visit her, actually. Came here to visit Ernst. On board. What can we do for you? West of England. Up through Iceland. I got it. The player's going to learn geography. It's important. Relative geography. The world that I'm putting together. So we have leads on Iceland. Single pirate. We even crime a single. Just took his teeth. Oh god. Not quite worth the experience. We have Iceland here in Greenland. And here you have 3 minutes until walk in a direction, left or right. Eventually come across, yeah, an arrow. You have 3 minutes just to wander this frozen wasteland. There's no encounters, there's no stress. It is cold. You can find a guaranteed ice rod. Head north from there, there's one more item. You're searching, quote unquote, searching for shelter that can't find. It is too cold, too snowy. From what I can see, the timer is not lagging or anything either. The timer is pretty consistent. And it does not go when the menu's open. Well, that's neat. Because there will be a section later that is timed. So this is your introduction to the... Pretty much your introduction to the timer as a player. I'm going to use this to be right back. Alright, timer counts down and get a few more steps in before you collapse. Waking up here. Yeah, no damage taken. Thought you for dead, never to raise your head. Out of the snow never should go, wearing nothing like a sad king. Why, oh why must you make me cry? Go and you will see in the books there is a key. Take from the rack a fur coat that isn't black. That's not about the hide. What matters is what is inside. Thou follow the mouth, forgot time. Wait, did I just rhyme? And living way up here, a little touched. And you grab the coat on the way out, and you now have the ability to get to the fjords. And he gives you a hint about the side quest. Far to the south, in the southern canal. Oh, this is where Ernst wants us to go. Let's do this first. Then we'll check out the fjord. Yay, big boy. So you might notice certain enemies, especially the behemoths, they now deflect partial damage back to you. Hit him with a physical attack. Some of it bounces back. That is part of a The spiked armor. Check to see if any physical damage is dealt. If value is greater than zero and it's physical. Variable rates set to recoil, the 15. Gotta stay organized. Otherwise it's just a bunch of letters and numbers. How much do I want it to recoil? If I want it to recoil as this times value times the rate. Damage you did plus that. Set the rate to 25% for defense. So you get even more damage back if the enemy has high defense. There's also a piece of equipment you can wear that does this the other way. So then you're just multiplying the two together. round up. So there's always at least one damage. Take that damage. Instead of actually taking damage, well, set it to be damage, and then instead of actually taking damage, it's just you gain it times -1. Well, that's your way to do it, I guess. And then check to see if you're dead. If you die from it, then you actually die. Otherwise, it wouldn't trigger it. It attack to an enemy. So there's your double edge. Not extraordinary amount of damage, but it's enough to make you pay attention. Like, should I use a physical attack here? Acts on a bit of attrition when fighting it without making it a... So if you had more than one enemy, or more than one row of people, you could just tag in your magic user. Here we have the same, almost the same Yeti you fought as a boss earlier, as a regular enemy. Scaled up, of course. Vulnerable to instant death. Point of having an instant death spell if it doesn't ever work on anything. That we're good. No boss of this area, so you can come here anytime and just choose to not fight. There's no mandatory encounters here either. Treasure, ash. If you're using a soldier, probably benefit you to come here first, because you can pick up a pretty good... Has wings. It's flying. It's weak to thunder and wind, and that stacks really well with the breeze whip and magnifying wind damage. Worth it for the JP. Offers to jump down here. You don't want to jump down. I want to keep climbing. A homebrew is a 50% heal, adds regen, but you can only use it in battle, thus balancing it from dealing with attrition on the world map. Thinking of putting a cutscene in there. The temporary, just a quick flip over there, but for now, but planning on putting a cutscene in. Get some more character building going between the brothers. Jumping down here, you can pick Partisan, which is here that does more damage to beasts. Maybe disable crit rate on Pummel. Yeah, let's definitely do that. That's making Pummel and no decision. You don't want no decisions. 24%, Pummel can only be used 4 times. Unless you're also stacking him magic regen or pumping him full of Pepto. 4 times. Or Modi. Belly's belly power. Could also reduce the counter rate. Jolly here. Aquadate. You need one more battle for those two. Pick up Mantra. Yeah, sure, Mantra. Hit all enemies. Temper. Your basic attacks hit twice. And you can rest for free anywhere. It's a luxury granted to all sailors. Hey Ernst, we saw the thing. Good day, Mercator. Dread Pirate finally caught Ernst. And they hang out in Northern Africa. Let's go. To the fjord some other time. Go pirates. Hangs around Toonie. "45 escapes. If you get here with 0 escapes, he gives you a free raincoat. Gates water damage. Here we have a drunk that you can beat up over and over again for 1 XP, 8 gold, and a band-aid. Sells rum. Door back there. For another torch. Goals would be enough. For there to be enough setups that you could turn anyone into anything if you really just. Alright, Kyra all in. Let's get it. Prince warns you, not human. So your poison attacks won't work. And crime off of him. Yeah, as a mirror you can steal off of him. It also has a gift. You would choose to engage it. I'll try. Don't know if this team has enough number to do. Temper lets, if you think physically, lets you get an extra swing in. I reset it. Critting. Well, managed to do it. Alright. Good, but critical hits. Oh. Don't do that. Maybe because it's physical attack, so that physical rate. He drops the Masamune, which is the sword we need for Samuel. His gimmick is if you leave him alive for 5 turns, he summons the big old monster to help him. You have to deal with both of them. Sabune is an actual or a class you don't have yet. You could use it as a switch them back to lore that can use any, but it's not particularly fantastic. Okay, only one more for him to learn. And for doing this, save Ernst. Dread Pirate's not behind bars. And you get a world map. If you use, brings up the map as of when I put this together. It needs to be updated, which I'll do when it's done. No reason to update it beforehand.
Keep it up.
Give Samuel that sword. So we can return the Masamune. Opens up the cottage here as a base of operations. We have all of our people that we've collected. We have Raja, we have Bulk. Jeffrey's over here taking a nap. And you can rest up for there, which you can rest for free anywhere. And you have the cat if you picked it up and out there in Japan. But once we have a quest for him, you do the whole Pietro part of the quest.
I love a good battle.
Samuel is in. Off to work on breaking Catalina out of prison. Blackbeard is monsters. And there, Bill's last response, prison or kill Blackbeard, is based off of your morality up to this point. Take over. You're healed up for this. Go. Head out to get Catalina from Samuel. Says that you can go back to civil. Some things are just locked down now because they're very upset. How I'm segueing into being able to name your next new character. So, new party member. Now, this would be your fourth permanent one because he's technically optional. He starts off as a fencer with 50 JP, 25 everywhere else. Confirm that actually worked. Starts off a few levels higher than you, so that if he was in the back row, you don't feel bad about that, about not using her right away. You still get levels in the back row, just not job points. Why'd you leave your shoes on? Well, I guess that's the only thing that everyone could. Sense. I actually want to change her away from Fencer. Have her learn that. Triple strike and then move on. Have her be a ranger. Her be my bowman for now. I have a subclass of Fencer. Learn aim because triple strike isn't the most accurate move. Aim will make every attack hit every time while it's up. Actually, you probably wouldn't want a Rosetta Stone William here just because he's stuck in the party, so he'll eventually learn the other ones that you can toggle in and out. So at this point, you've finished that whole thing. The game will then instruct you to head to the shoals off of the new. Here, which has not been done yet. Still have side quests you can do. For example, you could head back and talk to Kyra Aldin. How was his response to you beating up and capturing the Dread Pirate? Also, treasure in here. That'll be you seeing this treasure and having the key to get in here after. That'll be your clue to coming back here and going, while we're here, let's talk to him. Pyre gives you some notes. In these 3 areas are 3 pirates that are being rude boys. He wants to bring back into the fold. Go beat them up and come on back and get a good prize. Next time. Goal grows bigger. All the time. What else did I start? Fever. Fever is a status ailment that 25% chance that every turn you get either a debuff or an ailment. Status ailment. And I chose all the debuffs. More importantly, for the states, that's 5 turns, apply debuff, play the animation. If it fails, then that means it's using state instead. Pull for it. And you have these 4 to 7, 10, 14. Pick the bad ones. And then loop through it. While the state's on, grab a random one from this. Check if you're not affected by it, because you don't want to be poisoned twice, because then the game will all get all wonky. Then add it. So it'll check to see, and if you have them all, if you happen to have them all, if you're still alive, then it breaks the effect. Breaks the loop. Note that 1 is not on there. Instant death is not. Really bad status ailment. Oh, and auto potion. MS. Put down the controller. We're done playing for now. This just uses auto potion, and then with the states on, it's going to look at this. This is a counter. This counter condition means it'll counter anything. You know, Ray 1, 2, 3 is going to loop through. So since 1, 2, 3 is Band-Aid, Aspirin, Vicodin, then it'll use Band-Aids until there are no more Band-Aids. And grab it and then use it. So 1, just use Band-Aids until you run out, then aspirin, then Vicodin. And that would be for every time you get hit, so that would burn through your Band-Aids really quick. But it could also be very useful, depending on the situation. Because it does need to compete with extra supplies when the chemist only gear comes through. And it has this attached. That's how the second limits are going to work, I decided. This way you only have 3 limits at a time, for the most part. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. We had a lot to go through, and now I have the game up to where it's going to be. These little boxes are where pirates are. Eventually we'll get to do a bit more than the outline of the cove. We're working on it. Progress.